For Nadi Pariksha or the pulse reading of Ayurveda, you can take three of your fingers, the three middle fingers that you have in your hand, the index finger, middle finger and ring finger, and bend the middle finger slightly so that all three are in the same line. And then cross it over the other hand and just below the wrist, feel the pulse over there. When you press it as tight as possible, you may find the pulse disappears, but slowly if you release the first pulse you feel, that is your Prakriti or the nature by which you were born. And that tight pulse that you get will be the same in both the hands, it won't vary. Then when you release it and have it the lightest level of touch and you feel the pulse, that is what you have become. That is called the Vikriti. The gap between your innate nature, the Prakriti, and your Vikriti is your dosha. And as we saw this afternoon, most people by their Prakriti nature tend to be Kapha or a combination of Kapha, Pitta. In the left hand, the deviance between your innate Prakriti, your nature, and the Vikriti you have is something that has become part of you. Not necessarily good, but it has become part of you. And that may be the cause of physical or mental health issues or whatever little things may be bothering you, right? The right hand, the difference between the Prakriti and the Vikriti is considered transient. Like for instance, if you did a practice that was conducive for you, immediately from a high level of deviation between your Prakriti and Vikriti in your right hand, you will see it becoming narrower or going towards your Prakriti. So the right hand is transient and the left hand is what has become part of you, and the objective should be that on a daily basis, if you keep the right practice going over a period of time, it will take at least 6 weeks, it could be longer too, you slowly correct the deviance between the Vikriti and the Prakriti in the left hand. Now, some of you may hear that in Ayurveda they will say commonly, for women they will look at the left hand, for men the right hand. That is what you would call as the reductionist view, where the thinking has become a little corrupted because they have not understood the nature of how things are. Why did they go initially into the left hand and the right hand this way? It is largely because in an earlier era, if I think in terms of my grandmothers, and they never came out of the home. They were within the home, the compound and all of that, and essentially it was the male folks who went out of the home to interact with the world and all of that. So it was thought that women should always be in sync with their Prakriti, and so when you measure the left hand and you find there is a deviance, then in which case it's not a good thing, right? Whereas on the other hand, for men, they expect that there will be some degree of, interacting with the world, there will be some degree of variance and things. And the most important thing is, as long as on a daily temporary basis, they are practicing things that they keep their Vikriti gravitating towards Prakriti in the right hand, then eventually they will get there to correct the left. The women are not expected to be exposed to changes outside, whereas men are expected to be exposed to changes outside. And as long as they have the right attitude, the right hand is what indicates whether they are going towards the right attitude or not. So this is the inherent reason why they were doing. When they forget the inherent reason and they just in a dogmatic way they say right hand for men, left hand for women, there is no meaning to it.